the knife on 3 for real this time. None of this bullshit. MTW, from what I remember playing them on this map, they have some pretty decent A-takes on their terrorist side. They're really strong on this map. I believe it is a German map, and these guys used to have a number of German players on their team. They still have Nookie. But it looks like they're going to come through Catwalk and do a little flankage on Cat for this knife round, as they pick up 3 kills for 5 and only lose 1. So they're going to decide to take counter-terrorist side as we go live into the first half. Nope, Mole's lagging again, so we're not going to go live into the first half. But MTW is going to start CT side on DE Tusk, and Ross is going to start on terrorist side as we go live into the first round of the first match of this EMS quali. I'll make it yeah, I forgot to put on my other monitor, so it's gonna be 4x3 this game. But the next game I cast, I'm gonna turn off the stream and I'm gonna put it widescreen HD 720. So don't you worry. It looks like MTW is going to have 3 players over at B side of the map as Rasta decides to do a poke on B site. They were gonna go all up long, but they got spotted, so they're gonna fall back. Mole is gonna hold the flank, while 4 MTW members are gonna make their way up short B. They make a trade frag, so now it's a 4 versus 4. They showed heavy presence over at SA2, so now they're gonna quick rotate back all the way through Kitty, as Mole did creep up middle, but he got taken out by Huds G. The remaining Rasta members are going to take it into the site and hopefully get a bomb plant, as the bomber does go down by Wes, who's playing from back halls. Looks like the MTW has a nice stronghold from CT side of middle, back halls, and they're just picking off all the remaining Rasta players with USPs long range. Huds G is 1 shot from death, but Wes is able to peek in and kill Kita. So first round goes to MTW, no bomb plant. We're going to see probably 2 eco rounds here from Rasta, unless they decide to Glock save. Nope, they got deagles, so they're going to be saving all the way until the 4th round. As we see in their second round here that they're going to split off. 2 members SA2 taking fast middle control, and remaining 3 players are going to go SA1. Henry G is over at middle, and he gets taken out by Huds G, who's boosted on middle boxes, while the rest of the team is stuck in SA1. Wilzor is pushed down from MTW into short B, but he gets taken out by Kita. So now it's 4 MTW members versus 3 Rasta members. Kita's going to collect that MP5 in SA2, as another Rasta member dies who crept up Kitty. Now it's down to 2 Rasta members versus 4 MTW. Rasta members know that SA2 is secure. Kita got that entry frag there. He picked up the MP5, so Mole is going to bring the bomb back to SA2 side. But instead of going B, they're going to go mid. But Weber was pushed into SA1 connector, and he's able to pick up the frags by shooting him in the side. He snuck all the way through there, and great positioning by him, because he knew that they had SA2 control, and they thought that MTW thought that Rasta was going to go B. Rasta decided to come middle, and he was just in a great spot to pick up the 2 frags. Noki is going to push down Kitty and pick up 2 entry frags, as Peaks does make the trade-off with a Glock. Rasta is doing a full Kitty rush with Glocks and Deagles, so they're trying to get guns for the 4th round, as Mole is the last member remaining. He picks up an Deagle frag against a Rifler, so that's going to hurt the money from MTW a tiny bit. As we see the first gun round, it's going to be 4 rifles, 4 Rasta and 1 op. Looks like they're going to split 3 members into SA1, as the Opera and the Rifler go SA2. MTW is doing a normal default setup, no aggression, no stacks, nothing fancy. Jacob on Rasta is going right through sewers, as Henry G is going to creep up short B. Kita is holding a long haul push, as we see that Peaks and Mole are going to be doing the main Kitty pressure. So we see nades and flashes going off, baiting out counter-terrorist flashes at Catwalk. And Jacob is able to make a pick through the door onto Hudzy, which opens up the A side a tiny bit. Peaks is going to layer down a smoke grenade and a flash so that they can peek out into a safe position, but Weber is able to pick him off. Jacob does execute out of B site, or out of A side through the door, but he gets taken out by Weber, who's pushed up in middle, and he was making frags from SA1 connector. Mole is down into a 1 versus 4. He's really got nothing to do. He's got full health. He's got an AK. He's going to try to look for a pick, but it looks like he's just going to try to save it right now. He's got 30 seconds left in the round for MTW to collapse on him. This is going to be very difficult for him to save his gun. Basically what he has to do is he's going to have to challenge them. He can't sit in a corner. He's going to have to do it. But he might actually try to sneak all the way outdoor and try to ninja plant. If he's able to do that successfully, that'll be really good for his team. But if he's unable to do that successfully, he's not going to go for it. So he's saving right here. He's getting great positioning on the door, so if there are any MTW members chasing for the exit frag, he's just going to be able to kill them through the door. There, he saves his gun, so he's able to keep this rifle into the next round and his armor, while the rest of his teammates do buy deagles. So we're going to see probably an aggression strat by Rasta happening here on their terrorist side, as all of their members do come SA2 side, bypass at middle completely, get a pre-flash off onto SA1, as Mole does pick up the entry frag, and he's spotted a second player there as well. Meanwhile, Hudzy was at long with an op, and he makes 2 entry frags, but Henry G and Mole are able to pick up 1 more frag each, respectively, and take the site. It's now a 2 versus 2 situation. Both the terrorists do have guns. Nookie is coming from courtyard, and Weber is going to be flanking from long halls. Remaining 2 terrorists are trapped in the site. Most MTW members know this, and they're going to collapse on the site together. Looks like they might be out of flashes though. They spot one under canopy. Weber is going to pick him off, but Mole is able to make... Weber is able to pick up the clutch. Mole had a huge round there. The first entry on short B, the second frag closer to B site, and of course the third frag in courtyard in that 2 versus 2 situation. So huge 3K round by him. If he was able to pick up the kill on Weber as well, that would have been a huge round for him, especially on an eco. I still think that's a successful eco round, just because they were able to screw up the MTW's economy a lot, and they got the bomb plant. They killed 4 members and got a bomb plant. So right now we see that Kita is going to be SA2 side by himself with an op, picks off 1 short B, but gives up map control in SA2 because MTW was doing an aggressive push. Mole does come out from SA1 connector into SA2. He picks off 2 members before he gets taken out by Weber, who was in SA2. So MTW is controlling SA2. It's a 2 versus 2. Rasta members are both going up catwalk together into A site, and they're going to plant in the smoke. Wilzor was flashed back in back calls. Weber is going to flank catwalk. Peaks is waiting for him, but Weber is able to get the better of him. Now it's down to Jake, who is trapped by sewer door. He's got 97 health against a flanking Weber on Kitty and a Wilzor pressuring from the front. Jake needs to go aggressive. He does get that initial pick, and he gets into the sewers doors, so this is a great position for him. Weber's going to need to... He's going to balls it. He's going to balls it. Weber was forced to balls it. Jacob did the right thing. He peeks. He knew that if Weber wasn't on the bomb at that moment in time, then he wouldn't have enough time to defuse. So Jacob did the right play there, but Weber also did the right play by not... He missed his shot. He had to get on the bomb. He had to stick it right away. There's nothing else he could have done in that situation without losing the round. Here we go. Kita and Henry G are both the Rasta members over at SA2. Kita is able to pick off 1, but Weber does push into SA2, and he makes 2 pickoffs there. MTW, yet again, has another map control round where they do have SA2 control, and they're just going to stronghold a site as a retake. They're going to pick them off from long range, so Rasta really needs to layer down smokes. Wilzor is in the site, and he gets picked off by Jake. Bluhar is going to rotate back to Kitty and basically watch the flank. Peaks was planting. He thought he was planting in the smoke, but Jacob decided to, I don't know, shoot him in the back of the head. So looks like that was a mistake by Ross, so that's going to set them back a little bit in terms of money and econ. As Buhar Mole, haha, I'm calling him Buhar for some reason. Mole does go down. He is the last player remaining. So Rasta is going to be on a really tight economic situation here, as they are going to have to pistol up into the 8th round of the first half. Scores are now 6-1 for MTW on their CT side, as Rasta does do an aggressive middle eco round without smokes. Hudgy is boosted left side box, and he's able to make an entry pick. So now it's a 4 versus 5 for Rasta on their T side, making that a 4v4, and then a 3v3 as Mole picks up another frag. This gives SA2 and B control to Rasta, as Mole is making his way through the courtyard. He does have the bomb. It's a 1 versus 3 now, but he peeks into backhaul where Hudgy is posted up, and Hudgy is able to get the better of him with his up. Nice shot, Weber says. Presumably getting 1 degged, but Weber is sitting at a nice, comfortable 17-2 at the moment. Well, Ross is kind of struggling to get rounds. Looks like they're going to have to double eco just because of that TK that they got the round before last, and they're going to do a heavy Kitty control. Weber is peeked out on Kitty and makes an entry frag as a couple grenades go off and pick up a second frag for MTW. Flashbangs are going off, and it just basically disabled the Kitty pressure. Remaining 2 terrorists have 15 health each as they peek down onto Nuki at Kitty, and Nuki picks up both frags with an M4 through the smoke. MTW sitting at a comfortable 8-1 right now on their CT side. Roster really needs to pick up the momentum right here and shift it into their favor. They are on a rifle buy, and they are all heading to SA2 side this round. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a heavy short B or long B push. That's the pick over at long B. So you can see 4 of the members running up long B. They're going to take quick control of the site and get the bomb plant before the counter-terrorists are able to rotate. Wes and Weber are going to be flanking from SA2, and they're going to flank up short B. Wilzer is going to meet up with them, and they're going to retake the site as if they were terrorists, basically. But a smoke grenade was layered down, and Peaks was able to make 1 frag through the smoke as a bunch of trades go down. Now it's 3 terrorists with the bomb planted and 2 counter-terrorists remaining on the flank. They really don't have enough time to take this round out, so they should save right now, but they're going to layer a smoke and try to balls it through the smoke. But Jake is in a great position to spot him running into the smoke and takes him out as well. Bomb planted though, so Rasta is able to buy again. They do have an op, they have 4 rifles, and remember they are playing, I believe, with 2 stand-ins right now. Looks like they're going to do an A split with Jake going in the sewers. Kita, Henry G, and Peaks are all playing SA2 side, waiting for a short B push. Huds G is in the sewers, and he's able to kill Jake, who's making his way through the sewers. So that's going to make all the Rossum members regroup in SA2. Great decision by them. Kita is going to go for a mid pick, and he's going to try to open up the round somehow, kind of kill a rotate, maybe pull a rotate. He's just going to go aggressive, but he's going to fall back since he can't find a pick for himself, while the rest of his team is going to walk up short B. So Kita does peek into middle, but Hudgy is shifted already, and Hudgy is shifting all the way to back hall and B side, while the rest of the Rasta members are going to be trying to make their way up long B. MTW members are playing it passively in sight, but they still don't. They have 1 rotator now as one of their members die. Hudgy is shifted into elbow, so he's able to pick up his 3rd frag of the round. He might be able to pick up his 4th right here, but Wilzer is able to make it instead, leaving 1 Rasta member remaining. He is at short B. He's watching his flank, and he does not spot Weber behind him, so Weber's just going to take him out, giving the 9th round to MTW, which is really bad for Rasta because they just they lost, then they won a round, and now they lost again. So their money's reset. They're only getting $1,500 for the round loss, as opposed to $2,000 or $3,000. So they're going to be on the Glock and Beagle buy here as they try to brute force through B. Looks like 2 of the members were going to go long, while 2 members were going to go short. But MTW were playing 2 members at long, and Nuki's got the fast rotate through the house. He's going to cross the bridge and lock down short B. Henry G does make his way into the courtyard, but Nuki does spot him. Jake is the last member remaining, and he gets taken down as well. So it looks like Rasta isn't doing a lot of control strats or pick-off strats. They're just trying to, like, I've just noticed a lot of rush strats by them. I noticed that when Kita did go for the long B pick, he did get the kill. It would be interesting to see how he would fare over at Kitty if he took his op to Kitty, and see how he would make a pick there to open up that site. As Mole does spot an aggressive opper over at Kitty, he's gonna unpeak and basically take his time with that. Weber and Nuki did do a smoke push down middle and made a pick off on peaks, making it a 5 versus 4 for MTW on the 13th round here in the first half. MTW does get the push down long B, but with the spot, he did the fallback. Jake is coming out sewer door right now. He knows one player is in vagina box, but he's unable to get out. Nuki is going to try to get positioning on him. I don't think Jake knows he's there, actually. Jake did a quick peek, but he did not see Nuki, so this is going to be really bad for him if he tries to cross the site, because Nuki is going to get the kill on him. Actually, Nuki is just spotted right now, but Nuki still makes the frag. Kita's posted up on middle for a rotator. Weber is a rotator, and he gets caught. Huzg is in the house right now. Wes is in back halls. They're going to do a 2 versus 2 retake on A site. You can see Mole is planting at the moment with Kita protecting him. Wes is going to tap the bomb, and he's going to stick it all the way. Kita is going to peek, and he gets a kill. So great play there by Rasta. It's great to see that they actually tried to work the round slow instead of rushing it, and try to get the pick off on MTW and open up the round that way, and that's exactly what they did. Kita is going to take his op SA1 side this round, which is good to see because they had really close rounds with basically opping the ends of the map as opposed to middle. So he's just going to walk up Kitty with his op, but a blocker was in front of him, which kind of gave away the entire surprise. Looks like Ross is going to do a full rotate back to SA2, and they're going to do a B hit, while MTW does have sewer and Kitty control, so they're playing heavy at A, which means that if Roster was to go right now and attack B site, it'd be relatively undefended, as Kita is just going for a pick here. Wes is getting flashback, but Wes is going to get a counter flash off, but too late because PX was already in the site and took him out. Wilzor does make a trade kill before he gets taken out as well, as Henry G and Mo both pick up a frag. So it's going to be up to Nuki and Hudg in a 2 versus 3 now. Both coming in from court, 2 versus 2. One terrace member is by the elbow, but he gets to make a pick off onto Hudg. It's down to Nuki in a 1 versus 2, but he gets picked off by Rasta in a great position, and that's exactly what I wanted to see from Rasta a few rounds ago. Kita picking Kitty, Kita picking long B, making that initial pick, and then exploding off of that, as opposed to just rushing somewhere and dying. They've been on, I think, 5 or 6 ecos already this half, so that's really bad for them. They really need the pistol next half to stay in the game. MTW is going to be on their first eco of this half, but they're still, well, it's going to be a force buy, not an eco, so they're just force buying deagles and armor and nades, as we see Rasta doing an SA1 control with 4 members as one player holds SA2. They're going to make the initial pick on Catwalk, so they're going to use that info as basically a sign to say, alright, let's go, let's take the site, let's get the bomb plant, let's get positioning. They do, and Rasta does lose SA2 control, they lose Kita, which means that MTW does have like an op in their possession, as they are dumping nades and flashes into A site on their retake. Another TK by Mole. Now the round is a 2 versus 2. MTW does have the site. The remaining roster players are playing from Kitty and Sewers. Hudg is going to get... Oh! He's going to try to protect Nuki to defuse the bomb, but Jake is able to peek out from sewer door and make the pick off on both of them. So first half was 10-5 for MTW. MTW won the pistol. Rasta, TKs and eco rounds, and just it was just not a good half for them. But they do have the opportunity to pick it up right here. So watching from the perspective of MTW on this second half pistol round, we see that 4 MTW members are coming SA1, with 1 going SA2. They're going to take control of it. They see no push, so they're just going to do an execute. Wow. Weber's just going to run up and kill Mole, who's just posted by Sewer Box, in front of Sewer Box, and get the initial pick. MTW's just able to pick up the round, losing only 1 member and picking up all 5 frags. That was a really quick round, really quick execution by MTW. I'm kind of thinking that was a counter strat. That was just perfect. It was flawless almost. MTW is going to only have 1 member over at SA1, holding far back, as the rest of the team is going to come to middle and shut down a Rasta middle push. Again, that was another perfect counter to Rasta's strat. So I'm wondering if these guys have played together before, or if they looked at a demo, or if these are just MTW's normal strats. But I haven't seen these from MTW before, so we see the exact same setup from MTW, taking fast SA2 control into middle and shutting down any aggression there. As Rasta does decide to do an SA1 push, and another TK by Rasta is going to set them back another round. MTW sees the SA1 push, and they're just going to take fast SA2 control, get into the site, get the plant, while Jake is going to pick up a Deagle instead of his USP. 1 AK in Rasta's hands, so they're going to try to save this and make a play with it next round. Jake is going to go for exit frags over at SA2, as Wilzor is just posted up, waiting for a CT player to come through the smoke, but it's not going to happen. Wilzor does peek into Jacob, but Jake misses his shot, and Wilzor picks up the frag. As the scores are now 13-5 in favor of MTW on the first match of this EMS qualifier. MTW is going to send 4 members into SA1 this round, as 1 member holds SA2 control. Nookie is going to take middle control and throw a flash and presumably a smoke, while 3 of his teammates do charge up Catwalk, and they lose 2 members on this attack while only picking up 1 frag. Hudzy does go down at middle. Actually, he goes down at Kitty, which leaves Nookie in a 1 versus 3 now as he picks up 1 frag. Kind of a it resembled their pistol round strat, but I think Rasta was just ready for that, and they were able to shut down the execution before MTW were able to make any frags. They were able to pick up any frags. The M4s definitely helped the situation, and they're probably expecting some form of aggression as well, as MTW sets up into 3 sewer, 1 SA1 and 1 SA2 setup. Nookie is going to flash 3 of the MTW members out of the door. It's going to be a very fast and hard execution, as Mole does hear them in the sewers. Nookie is going to flash up sewers right now, but the counter terrorists are going to push down Kitty and take control of it, as I know they're about to be split on here. MTW members are out with the bomb, but get flashed back and taken out. 3 MTW members are able to pick up Deagle frags, actually, which leaves only 2 Rasta members remaining. Kita is over at B. He's going to rotate into the house once he figures out how to jump on the boxes. Henry G is over at Queen Box middle, and the remaining terrorists are 1's coming up middle, as 2 are coming up catwalk. Henry G does peek out unnecessarily. Bomb is still down in Vagina Box. Kita does have an op, so Nookie is just going to walk up middle, and maybe get this frag. Yes, he gets a frag. So great play by MTW there on their eco round, which is going to reset Ross's money. Scores are now 14-6 in favor of MTW. Chill. Looks like Weber is going to do his SA1 setup, or anti-eco setup, over at SA1, where he's just spotting with a flash out, while the remaining members of his team are going to come through SA2 and control middle. They know that Ross is going to be on a low buy or an eco, so they're just going to play long range with the rifles and let the Ross members peek into them. That's exactly what happens. Wilsworth's posted up on middle, as Jake does make a peek into middle. Weber makes the second frag of the round, as Nick picks up a third frag, or fourth frag actually. Kita is the remaining counter-terrorist and backcalls, and MTW played that perfectly. They posted up in great positions. They waited for the counter-terrorists to peek them with their pistols into rifles long range, and they just got taken out. MTW is going to be on they're on match point right now. Rasta is on a 4-spy. You see FAMASs, you see rifle M4s, but they are going to set up relatively default. They have one boosted left side mid. Actually, they're going to do an A retake. Peaks is going to be in sewers by himself, as the rest of his team is kind of hugging B side of the map. MTW is all kind of focused on SA2 side, as two members are going to put a little bit of pressure on short B, get a nade into the window, which is going to do a huge chunk of damage. Henry G is down to 24 health now, as MTW is still looking for an opening to take. Weber is going to do a little bit of pressure, as Hedzi does bring the bomb back to SA2 side. Rasta, Kita does make a push down SA2 side at long B, and he makes a pick off. Henry G also gets a pick off of his own at SA2 side from the window, which leaves MTW in a 3 versus 5 situation. Rasta's in great position to collect this round. 30 seconds left on the clock for MTW to make a move, so I think they're just going to regroup 2 middle and 1 kitty, and just do... Nope. All 3 kitty? Nope. 1 middle and 2 kitty. And they're just kind of trying to salvage this round, even though Ross is playing a retake round, or retake setup, and this round is probably not going to be salvageable at this point, since there's only 5 seconds left on the clock. Nookie with an AK in hand, Hudz with an op in hand. They're both going to save their deagle armor, main guns, flashes, nades, everything, smokes. So they're just going to save everything. They're on match point right now. They're up 8 rounds. 15-7 is the score right now for MTW on the first map. As we see the same anti-eco setup that they've been running before, quick middle control, SA1 retake. As Hatsuri does come out middle, starts spamming through the smoke as if there's a counter-terrorist pushing up. Rasta is playing a player in sewers, as MTW is leaning on B side of the map. Looks like they're going to execute up short B together. They're going to wait for their opera to come back, I believe. Rasta did leave the sewers. They didn't spot anyone in the sewers, so he's just going to rotate out. As Kita is going to play upper B for his team. MTW still hasn't made an execution yet, but Weber just sold the fake over at A. So here comes the execution from the MTW members. One member, Woolsworth, is crept up in courtyard from court B, but Kita takes him out, as well as another member coming up Valley before he gets taken out himself. MTW does have the site in a 2 versus 4, make that a 2 versus 3, and now a 1 versus 3. Unwinnable situation for Wes. If who was the last player before Wes to die? If Hudzi was able to turn around and get that op shot and make it a 2 versus 2, that would have been a 100% winnable situation and the match right there. But MTW was unable to close out, so we're gonna see another gun round by here by MTW. And really, they have such a huge round advantage that they don't have to play desperately at all. They can play safe all the way through. Looks like Hudgy is going to come aggressively at Kitty at A, 4-pick, as the rest of his squad is going to follow suit. He's probably going to go and walk up for a pick, and the rest of his team is going to explode. Weber is coming through the sewers by himself, and Wilzor is going to watch for the SI2 push. MTW is just baiting out grenades right now, and flashes, as 2 flashes go off from the counter-terrorists. Nookie is able to make the initial pick onto Peaks at Kitty. Bomb has been spotted. Henry G does have SA2 control for Rasta, so Rasta is going to just over-rotate to A site right now and shut down this execution. As we see that Weber does go down at the door. Jake is in sight. Oh! Alright. So I'm assuming MTW either won that round or won the following round. But basically, MTW just won the match, and they've changed the map already, because here I am in Switch TV a minute and 30 delayed, so we can only assume that much.